Yo. Hey everyone, wanted to talk about something important to the practice, a part of every spiritual practice that I've really ever researched, and something that I myself am definitely working on understanding and having a healthy one of. We're talking about auras today. So I'll be perfectly honest. I have a lovely spiritual teacher right now. Shout out to Diana at the Institute of Spiritual Development. My implicit instructions for the past month have been to work on my aura, filling up my aura with good energy, and not sending out that energy to manifest whatever reality I want to happen. Instead, just keeping it for myself and having my general tone be a good one. And I think that's something we could all use. So I'll share with you what I know about auras and how to have a healthy one. So first, let's get into some science. Science actually has a counterpart for the idea of the spiritual metaphysical aura, and that is something that I researched when I was in college as a student of psychology, and that's our brain waves. Our brain waves are a electronic frequency that is resonant and generated by our brain and our nervous system. It is a certain amount of hertz, as at a real, honest-to-God frequency, and it is electronic, and those waves go through our nervous system. They go out and are generated also by the biological activity of our body. That energy fills our body and goes out from us in a radius. So it is a real scientific, honest to God aura. And I think that in the future we will develop technology that will be capable of registering subtle influences and effects of that electromagnetic energy that radiates off of us that may explain why we have intuitive and instinctual feelings about each other, particularly when we are close to each other. But that's very woo-woo science stuff, and I won't get too into that because I want to get into the nuts and bolts, the real meat and gravy of what the aura is in terms of Reiki. And to do that, I wanted to talk about what I know and how I came to understand the aura when I was young. A very dear mentor of mine gave me a book written by a man who had experiences with a Yaqui sorcerer, the Yaqui being a sect of Native Americans that migrated up from the fallen Mayan Empire. I think it was like 800 or maybe 1,000 years ago, and settled in the New Mexico, Arizona area. And from the readings and research that I found of their seers and sorcerers, they even thousands of years ago, and again, this is for the Maya, but I think it's also representative of some of the Eastern philosophies as well, Eastern traditions, is seeing it as a field. And the Yaqui sorcerers I read about saw it as an egg that had a dot here at the solar plexus and a dot here at the brain or the pineal gland. And that makes sense because, as I've been saying in my sacral videos, or sorry, my solar plexus videos, your solar plexus is the seat of your intuition, which is your connection between your aura and your higher self and your self. So, and then of course your third eye is important in various different traditions. So that field, this metaphysical field of your energy, of your chi, of your radiance, comes off of you in different intensities and luminosities. And some people, like myself, who have been seeing them for a while, can use them to detect your mood. So let's talk about that detection because I want to make sure people are aware of this. There are a lot of people who can see auras as colors, and while that is very cool, I want you all to know that seeing those colors is a subjective experience, not an objective one. So many people see them in terms of your vibrational frequency, your aura, as relating to the colors of the chakra system, which is like a rainbow starting at the bottom with red and going to the top as violet. Other people have their own associations for what the colors mean. And if they see you behaving in a certain way or they see your aura at a certain frequency, it will associate with the color that they have to represent the ideas surrounding that. So if they see you in a bad mood, they may see you as blue, but if they see you in a good mood, they may see you as yellow. That doesn't necessarily have to do with anything objective or anything that's real apart from how people see it. I think, and it's been my experience, that when people see colors, again, I don't, I just see the woo-woo particles coming off of people, but when people see colors, it's a subjective experience for them. So if somebody comes up to you and says, your aura is blue, the first thing you can ask them is, what does a blue aura mean to you, if you're interested in what they have to say. It's not an objective thing. It's a subjective thing. So, as nice as it is to get information off of auras, that's not what they're for. It's nice to be able to tell things about people, but the aura is much more important than just how people see us. Auras are the sum total of your ki, your energy, your spirit. And it is the culmination of the past, of your present, and what you are currently into and manifesting. It's the spiritual, metaphysical, personal reality of yourself as it is in the physical world. It's a footprint of your soul. The Hindus call it your Atman. In the West, we think of it as spirit or soul, but regardless, it is the eternal part of yourself made manifest on earth. So in that regard, though it may appear to your physical eye that your physical form is more dominant and your aura or spiritual self is invisible, in reality, your physical form is a manifestation of your spiritual self in physical reality. It's the bottom tier of your manifestation compared to your spiritual one, which is on a higher plane. Because of that, and because your aura is not just your physical self, but a manifestation, an amalgamation of all that you are and all that you have become, you won't feel good if you're not up to speed with it. And that is a big reason of why people don't feel good in general, is that your personal experience and the way that your past and the way that your, I would say, past lives as well, have all combined into the manifestation of your current self. That self has preferences. That self has desires. That self has things that you don't want to see happen anymore. And in terms of that context of the bad things, you want the good things. And the way that you have those happen is by filling yourself up with the good energy, allowing that good energy to be your dominant resonation in life, and to be moving forward and manifesting your experiences by acting on your intuition. That if you have a healthy aura, and if you have a healthy spiritual life, and if you're keeping up with that spiritual life, those intuitions should be coming very naturally, and the next move should be very obvious to you. So how do you do that? How do you keep your aura filled? Well, that's the practice, man. I have plenty of videos that talk about how to get into tune with Reiki and the ki, which is the same thing. Appreciating beauty. Being resonant with yourself, allowing yourself to feel peace and allowing yourself to feel joy for as many moments as you can, even if that means taking your attention away from the things that you should be fixing but don't seem to be able to, right? Maybe you take your attention from those, you focus on your well-being, you focus on things that make you happy, you focus on letting go of the past, while at the same time understanding that your current desires and current wish for manifesting experiences is based off of your past experience. So making sure that that forward-facing energy is dominant and your primary vibration is everything. That is the key to happy aura management. And you're doing this, you're keeping your aura like that for well-being, you're keeping your aura like that for your health, you're keeping your aura like that for worthiness and for self-respect. And so that when you make this the norm, you can know when you're getting out of tune and catch it immediately, rather than riding the roller coaster all the way down into the despair and anger storm. And you keep yourself at a good, healthy frequency and know to right the course when you get knocked off of that frequency, rather than falling all the way into the hole and needing to climb out again. So by allowing yourself to let your aura fill with this good energy, be resonant, and be luminescent, you make it much better, not just for yourself, but the world in general, as the things that manifest around you are for the good and for the joyful and for the peaceful and for the manifesting of pure intent and pure desire. And that's what the aura is for, and that's how the aura functions. And when you have a good functioning one, it makes everything about your life better, including your physical one. So good luck with this. I too am working on it, so feel free to leave comments down below. I'd love to discuss this more in a future video. I think I'm going to show you my technique for seeing auras so that you too can do it. I was going to put it in this video, but it's getting a little long. So keep in touch and keep coming back, and hopefully I'll have those videos up soon. Thanks, guys.